Would you all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Here.
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 Item number 3. Can I have a motion? Make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please. Yes.
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 Motion passes. Item number 4, Superintendent's report.
Okay. First, honorable media recognition for, which is now Katie White, but it was Katie Schwindeman when we did this. Appreciation for the media, specifically the Morning Journal coverage. We recognize that positive articles, the things that are really tremendous about our school district gets highlighted. We can't thank the press enough for what they do in promoting public education in general, and most importantly for us, Columbiana schools and what we do. So, from that end, Steve, perhaps we give this to you to give to Katie. Of course, it's white now, so
I'll pass it on.
thanks very much. The other piece I have, I emailed everyone the letter that we received from Southside Middle School. Southside Middle School is being distinguished by the Ohio Department of Education, again as a school of promise and a high-performing school of honor based on the 2014 Ohio School Report Card. I just think when you look at our reading and math results and what we do, at specifically the middle school level, but in this district completely, when you look at some of our disadvantaged students, and you would not know if you walked through the doors which students in our district were disadvantaged, because all of them are given a quality education. All of them are given a great opportunity to succeed, and the test scores in Southside Middle School demonstrate that inside and out. So thanks to Mr. Buzzard, his staff, and the students and parents. I think we have great support from our middle school parents. I think we have great support from our parents K to 12. But most importantly, our students at Southside Middle School for the hard work. They get put through the grind. I think our teachers really push and pressure them to do well, and I think that it's evident based on some of the awards that we receive for students with disadvantaged backgrounds and how well they do. But so my hats off to Mr. Buzzard and his bill. The next thing is some discussion. Mr. Hudson and I talked a little bit today. I talked to Lance Willard a while back, and there had been some talk about some different ways that they were looking to promote Columbiana, the village of Columbiana, and at one point there was some discussion about TIF, and now there's some discussion about an enterprise zone. I'm going to let Mark take the lead a little bit on some of the information. It's still really hot off the press. I haven't actually received my letter. The information you have was sent to the board. So when my letter comes, I'm going to probably give Lance a call and really get informed a little bit more as to how this all works. But you have a packet that has a great deal of information about how the city of Columbiana is continuing to want to grow in enterprise zones and how it impacts the school. So I'll let Mark talk a little bit.
Okay, an enterprise zone, Dawn mentioned TIFs, tax incentive financing. Enterprise zone is another tool for economic development. Specifically, an enterprise zone is kind of an area that can be created within the boundaries of a township, within the boundaries of a municipality. In this case, the city of Columbiana has created an enterprise zone. Once an enterprise zone is created, an eligible business, and that gets kind of complicated on how you become eligible for it, can apply for basically some type of project, and normally it's going to be an expansion project that they are about to undertake. And as is the case with a lot of economic incentives, they're going to be based, in some part at least, on job creation. And enterprise zones and enterprise zone agreements are exactly that. They are based on job creation. Job creation, job retention. Those are the two key points within them. An enterprise zone and an application for treatment within one is basically an application for a tax exemption. And the reason the school district Board of Education becomes involved is due to the fact real estate tax may be affected for a period of time, as well as personal property tax. Now, Lori can tell us personal property tax, other than for public utilities, is largely a thing of the past, I believe, in Ohio. But the idea of an enterprise zone goes back some 20 years. In this case, what you're looking at is an exemption in real estate tax for a period of time. As is the case with a TIF district, or a TIF, if the period of time does not exceed 10 years, and if the amount being requested does not exceed 75%, then a resolution passed by the Board of Education agreeing with it or approving it is not required. Nonetheless, we are still required to be notified of a pending application within an enterprise zone, and that is exactly what we have received tonight. Within your packet are two letters, one from the city manager, Lance Willard, dated yesterday, and the other from the Columbia County Department of Development under the signature of Tab Harold, its director, also dated yesterday. Also within that is an Ohio Enterprise Zone Agreement. This is an agreement between the applicant, which is actually Fairfield Avenue Leasing Company, and the city of Columbiana. Now behind that is another agreement, or an application actually, and this is the Ohio Development Services Agency Ohio Enterprise Zone Program Proposed Agreement, again between Fairfield Avenue Leasing and basically this is more or less their application that they have to actually file to get the enterprise zone process started for them. Fairfield Leasing is proposing an expansion of an existing business and the creation of jobs. And basically the project will include an expansion in existing physical facilities as well as job creation. I'm not sure how much we want to discuss this tonight. The city, I think, would love to see us get behind this as far as supporting it, not opposing it, but we are not required to approve the application that's been proposed. Again, if this were over 10 years and if it were over 75%, then our approval would be required. Not only ours, but notice will also go to the Columbana County Career Technical Center because they're also within the same, since they service students within the same enterprise zone, they are also to be notified. Anybody have any questions? I'm guessing not since you've just received this. Lori, do you have any questions? Since you're just looking through it. Yeah.
I think it was just important for us to bring that about since this is, we had a meeting tonight, had an opportunity to know that that's on the horizon, have some information out to you. Obviously, this isn't one that's going to require any attention to the district, but there are potential for other applications coming down the road that you may have to be involved in. So you need to have some semblance of understanding of how that works. That's why I asked Mark to sort of present a little bit of the information. I don't know, I guess I'll preserve my own opinion, but...
Well, the one thing I guess I should probably add, whenever you see any type of economic incentive that involves some type of tax deferment or tax exemption, at the back end of this is normally, and sometimes that gets lost in the shuffle, this should be a good thing for not only the community but also for the school district. Since we have a school district income tax and since you are creating new jobs, this means that there will be an effect on the income tax. Down the road, there will be an effect on the tax duplicates because at the end of the exemption period, we will receive the full benefit of the increased real estate tax. That's about all I can say right now. Anybody have any questions after that? Okay, thanks.
And that's it for my report.
Item number 5, Nutrition Inc. doesn't appear. Nutrition Inc. is here this evening. Item number 6, Principal Reports.
Okay, I'll go first for Joshua Dixon, and my principal's report is in board share. Under professional development, I recently sent teacher leaders to attend an assessment literacy training. Mahoning County ESC instructional consultant will be coming on November 10th to Dixon to do a park training, and walkthroughs and evaluations continue. In Ohio State University Literacy Collaborative, Mrs. Strohacker is 3-6 trained, and she's doing professional development 40 hours throughout the whole school year that the teachers do on their own time. Under student achievement, based on the KRA, the Kindergarten Readiness Assessment, and the state diagnostic results from September 30th, out of 491 kids, we have 17 students at risk, which they don't necessarily get a letter stating that their child is not reaching third grade reading guarantee benchmarks, but I sent one because the cutoffs were either 14 or 18, and I felt that 17 was a little close, so I am sending those letters, and actually 2 were off track, and they'll be getting letters, and they'll be putting on a reading improvement and monitoring plan. The fall leveling data was all turned in last Friday. 76% of our students are reading on level currently, 24% further intervention is needed, and those are the kids that will get guided reading, leveled literacy intervention, small group instruction, and one-on-one tutoring. The preliminary data for the third grade fall reading OAAs comes out on November 21st, and the reports are due out on December 5th. IATs continue at Dixon. SLO pre-assessments will be given this month once SLOs are approved by the committee. Under health and wellness and community outreach, it was Hunger Awareness Month in October, and Dixon kids collected 3 humongous boxes of food that we gave to a local family in need and a food pantry across the street. For breast cancer awareness, the district did a collection and wore pink. On the 21st, we collected $300, $250. The cheerleaders donated to the Joni Abdu Comprehensive Breast Care Center in Youngstown at the Pink Ribbon Cheer Classic, and $50 was given to a local family. PTO raised $1,900 during our fall book fair, and under thank yous to go with the fall book fair, Brooke Hitchcock's in-laws for the second year have donated enough money for all the kids in the school that did not get to go to the book fair and get a book, go to the book fair and choose a book. And it was almost $500. So I really want to do a thank you to them. I'd like to thank the fire department not only for Fire Prevention Week, but for coming and helping with the bonfire last week. PTO, the city department. I talked to Lance Willard a couple times the last couple weeks. He allowed us to decorate the circle for the football team and got us our barricades for our Halloween parade, even though we ended up having it inside. And then lastly, I have some important dates there, mostly at 9 o'clock on November 11th. You're invited to our Veterans Day program. On November 19th, 20th, 21st, and 24th, each morning those 4 days, one of our first grade classes will be doing the Pledge of Allegiance on WYTV, and that was through Panera Bread. And on November 25th, there are parent-teacher conferences. And that's my report.
Southside Middle School report. Mr. Mook pretty much went over the state recognition that we've received. But as far as handing out thank yous, once again, I'd like to start with the kids and the parents. We do push the kids hard to meet our goals and to accomplish the standards that's set before us. And all our students have to go through the rigor that we present them. Handing out thank yous. Thank you to the board for all your support. Mr. Mook, Treasurer's Office for supporting us when we do need to purchase things. Without a team effort, it wouldn't be possible. Mrs. Sharshan does a fine job of having the students prepared as a whole when classes come up to the middle school. So we're not doing a lot of catch up with kids. They're prepared to meet the rigors that we're putting before them. Obviously, thank you to the teachers for their hard work. But we're proud of our recognition, and we're going to continue to work to try to stay there. Once again, Mr. Brooks went over the letter. Middle school sports practice and tryouts have started basically yesterday, so our teams are not really formed yet, but we're in the process of doing that. Not repeating anything from Mrs. Sharshan's report, but we too are having our walkthroughs and our observations continuing. We're in the middle of that here as we get to the middle of November. And our upcoming events and days, Veterans Day, November 11th will be at 2 o'clock for our Veterans Day program. Everyone's invited to that. Our parent-teacher conference night is November 24th. And we're still, the principals, Mr. Mook, we're in the midst of planning our district-wide in-service on December 1st. And our DARE graduation for our 5th graders, they will be completing their DARE program and be graduating on December 4th. I believe we're going at 1:30 that day here in the auditorium, so that will be our 5th grade DARE graduation. And that's our report for this month.
Columbana High School report is also in board share. Under student events, we had a really big month of volunteerism. Student government, Interact, National Honor Society, they will be volunteering at the Joy of Christmas event at Firestone Park. The band and cheerleaders will be participating in the annual Columbiana Christmas Parade. That'll be November 21st at 6:30. Concert band and choir will be performing their winter concert December 16th at 7 p.m. CHS hosted the first blood drive of the year last week. Over 45 people attempted to donate. We're still waiting for the final count there, what was actually taken. Our speech team hosted their annual speech tournament this past weekend. 15 schools attended and over 300 students competing. Out of Columbiana High School, Dodie Elmas placed 6th, Michael Vargo 5th, Cheyenne Carr 4th, Cassie Mead 3rd in drama, Noah Dane scored a 3rd in prose and poetry, Sarah Hunter 2nd in prose and poetry, Ali Moreski placed a 1st in original, David White and Adam Kyle placed 3rd in duo, Bree Davis and Hallie Martin scored 2nd, Brad Keeler and Zach Bringer placed 1st. Overall, CHS placed 1st in the tournament, and we want to congratulate Coach Nord and the entire speech program. Student government and NHS also baked pies for angels or animals over the weekend. We want to say thanks to all our students who volunteered over the past month. The Veterans Day Assembly, as Mr. Buzzer pointed out, will be November 11th at 2. And a little fall recap for athletics. Boys golf again qualified for the state tournament. Jared Wilson broke 2 school records in eagles and birdies in the season. Girls golf ended up undefeated for the season and sectional champions. Girls soccer, they ended up 7-9 in the regular season, 9-10 overall record, and they were sectional champs. Sky Kramer broke 3 records: goals in the season, goals in the game, and career goals. She ended up 2nd in Ohio in goals. Caitlin Kerr broke 1 school record, assists in the season. Sarah Nether broke 2 school records, saves in the season and saves in the game. Boys soccer ended up 6-9 in the regular season, 7-10 overall. Cross country ended strong with hosting the Clipper Invitational. Volleyball ended up 13-11 with our overall record. Shayla Ray broke 3 school records: career kills in the season, attacks in the season. And Hannah Hum tied 1 school record with serve reception percentage. Again, cheerleading ended up the fall competition with the Pink Ribbon Classic at Youngstown State. And in football, we finished up 4-6. Mitch Davison broke or tied 14 school records. I'm not going to name those if you don't mind. Dylan Davin tied 1 school record, and Tim Rankin broke a school record in tackle involvements. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Hey, Lance, you talked just a minute about Aaron's project through the athletic department for replacement of the gym chair.
Oh, yes. Erin came up with a great idea. She is selling, the idea was to raise money for new chairs, to kind of break it down. I think the chairs are over 10 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're a little bit.
And what people are going to be able to donate $100, and they will get a little plaque in the back of the chair, and it can be in memory of or just have their name. And it's a really nice idea. And actually, we should probably have Aaron bring the design across. But people could sponsor that for $100, and they'll get their name or their family name. A greeting on the back of the chair.
And they'll keep one there for
the life of the chair.
The chair, which could be 10 years.
Could be. Good one, sir. Good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, principals. Public input. I don't believe I have anything in front of me. So we will move on. Item number 8. Don't believe, unless someone corrects me, there's any need for a first executive session. Item number 9.
Make a motion to consider approving the minutes of the October 14th, 2014 regular meeting.
I second it.
Discussion. Roll call.
Floyd,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes. Motion passes. Item number 10.
I move to consider a resolution that transportation of the following students by school conveyance is impractical and authorizing a contract with the parents or guardians of the listed pupils to pay them in lieu of transportation services for the 2014-15 school year. Cardinal Mooney, Callan, Herberger, Jarrett Herberger.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
That motion passes. Item number 11.
To make a motion to consider approving the following as volunteer for the pupil activity program for the 2014-15 school year, as recommended by the superintendent. Dixon classroom, Danielle Deal, Gail Knoll, Leslie Zarella, Kathy Gill, and Darby Smith.
I'll second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Ronco,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
That motion passes. Item number 12.
I'd like to make a motion to consider approving employment of the following personnel on a supplemental contract for the 2014-15 school year, as recommended by the superintendent, with compensation in accordance with board-approved schedules. Science fair coordinator Joshua Smith, detention monitor Rayanne Morby.
I'll second it.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
And that motion passes. Item number 13.
I move to consider approving parental leave for Jessica, Mrs. M, elementary intervention specialist, beginning approximately December 29, 2014, and returning March 23, 2015.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
And that motion passes. Item number 14.
To make a motion to consider second reading and approval of the following new policies, revisions, and replacements to board policy, which received the first reading at the October 14, 2014 meeting, as listed below.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Any comments? Roll call.
Ronco,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
The motion passes. Item number 15.
I'd like to make a motion to consider approving a contract with Mahoning County ESC to provide services to students qualifying under the Bureau of Vocational Rehabilitation VRP3 project. Compensation not to exceed $2,660 for the period from October 1st, 2014 through September 30th, 2015.
I'll second it.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 16.
I move to consider approving employment of the following personnel as director, supervisor, or coach of the pupil activity program for the 2014-2015 school year, as recommended by the superintendent, with compensation in accordance with board-approved schedules, pending verification of all credentials.
I'll second.
Boys basketball coach, grade 7, John Diamond. Wrestling junior high, Bob Davis. Wrestling junior high, John Burnell.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 17.
To make a motion to consider approving a resolution supporting the Columbiana Music Boosters for seeking assistance from the Columbiana County Foundation or Community Foundation for marching band purchases.
I'll second.
Discussion?
Clark,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Motion passes. Item 18.
Make a motion to consider approving the retirement resignation of Michelle Pease, elementary teacher, effective May 31st, 2015.
I second it.
Any discussion? I would just like to thank Michelle Pease for the many years that she's been here. She is a great teacher, and we will sorely miss her. Roll call.
Clark,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
That motion passes. Item number 19.
I move to consider approving the resignation of Holly Ferguson, High School Drama Advisor, effective October 27, 2015.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 20.
To make a motion to consider approving the resignation of Jamie Pivley.
High Foley.
Elementary individual aid, effective November 14th, 2014.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion? Roll call.
Ronco,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Motion passes. Item number 21.
Make a motion to consider approving the retirement resignation of Denise Miller, middle school intervention specialist, effective May 31st, 2015.
I second.
Discussion?
she's been with us many years too.
She's been here, I was just going to say, how many years? 20?
More than 20.
And again, as the same with Michelle Pease, we're going to sorely miss Denise Miller. We hate to see teachers with this many years and this much experience leave us. Roll call.
Clark,
Yes.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
And that motion passes. President's report. Basically, I don't have too much to say. This has been a rather short meeting. However, I want to congratulate all of our principals on the hard work that they do. I think the upcoming Veterans Day programs are a great opportunity for the community to see what the students are able to put together to honor our veterans. And again, I think that we've congratulated, but I think we should congratulate Southside Middle School, its principal, its staff, students, parents, for the hard work that they've done. I think School of Promise and High Performing School of Honor, these are two recognitions that are really, really hard to beat. So I think we owe Mr. Buzzard a round of applause. With that, I don't think I have any further comments this evening. And that would bring us to item number 22, OSBA Legislative Liaison Report.
No report.
And number 24, item 24, OSBA Student Achievement Liaison Report.
There's no report.
Item 25, Columbana County Career Center Board Member Report. I will not have any report this evening. Item number 26, date of next board meeting, Tuesday, December 9th, 2014, 6:30 p.m. here in the High School Media Center. And that brings us to item 27.
I move to consider an executive session in accordance with ORC 121-22 for the sole purpose of consideration of any of the following matters: employment and compensation,
And on the next
and
page.
matters required to be kept confidential by federal law or rules or state statute.
I'll second that.
Obviously, no discussion. Roll call.
Whitmer,
Yes.
Ronco,
Yes.
Hudson,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
That motion passes. We are in executive session.